The 28th Southeast Asian Games brings 11 nations together to contest 36 sports over 402 events. Host nation Singapore celebrates 50 years of independence this year and invites the rest of the region to join its party. There's a week and a half of international sport to look forward to, but with a packed arena, a nation in celebration and plenty of performance lined up, the timing here is perfect. We're here to celebrate the extraordinary. Good evening and welcome to the Singapore New National Stadium. I'm Rob Hatch, and sitting alongside me, it's a very good evening to Jonathan Harris-Bass.
Thank you very much, Rob. Well, we're here to realise the brainchild of Luang Sukham Nayaprandit, the Vice President of the National Olympic Committee from Thailand. All the way back in 1958, he had the idea for this event, and then in 1959, the first event was held in Bangkok. Since then, the show's commenced here with a combined band performance comprising the Singapore Armed Forces Band, Singapore Police Force Band, the SAF Silent Percussion Drill Squad, Women Police Pipes and Drums, Gurkha Contingent Pipes and Drums, and the Singapore National Cadet Corps Command Band. And the combined band consisted of 160 performers, which welcomed us into the stadium this evening.
Well, what can we expect tonight? So much going on, and it's all led by the creative director, Beatrice Chia Richmond. The creative show commencing in just a few minutes' time. Lots and lots of rehearsals have been powered in. They've had a go at it 6 or 7 times. Everything has been planned to perfection. And as you can see, to military precision for this 28th edition of the Southeast Asian Games, or the SEA Games, as they're known in the region.
All the way back in 1959, when that first event was held in Bangkok, the competing nations were Thailand, Myanmar, Malaysia, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia and Singapore. Then in 1977, Brunei, Indonesia and Philippines were added. The latest country to join the Southeast Asian Games ranks Timor-Leste in 2003. The first multi-sports opening ceremony to held here in the new National Stadium in Singapore. There are over 1,000 volunteers involved in this event. There are more than 4,000 participants, up to 600 million viewers just in the region.
Well, just an idea of what's to come in numbers. Up to 5,000 pieces of pyrotechnics tonight. We usually have fireworks at these events, but these promise to be absolutely spectacular. 1,000 lighting instruments deployed all the way around the stadium, and each and every member of the audience has got their own piece of lighting as well. 5,000 performers and volunteers, 2,000 props, the longest prop up to 12 meters long. It's the SEA Games 2015.
I declare open the 7th Southeast Asia Peninsula Games.
Well, it's the 4th time that Singapore are hosting these games. 1973 was the first. 10 years later, we were back again in the old National Stadium. Remember, this is a nation that this year in 2015 celebrates its 50th birthday. 1993 and 22 years ago was the last time. What's going to happen now?
And the flag in 2015, Singapore. Thank you, Myanmar. Welcome, Singapore.
And as the wave goes around the stadium, it's almost time to hand you over to the pitch and our MCs for the evening.
Go, East sector, go!
East sector!
Come on, East sector, go!
Come on, East sector!
Go!
Yes, Europe! Europe!
Brilliant!
Singapore, you look beautiful! National Stadium! National Stadium! Make some noise!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Singapore.
We have been waiting for you. We are broadcasting live from the Singapore National Stadium for the highly anticipated opening ceremony of the 28th Southeast Asian Games.
Woo! My name is Sharon Au,
I am Chua En Lai.
And I'm Nikki Mueller.
and we are your MCs for this evening.
Tonight is going to be an amazing night. Everyone has worked so hard. All the
Yes,
performers, the
absolutely.
athletes, as well as all the volunteers. Let's give them a round of applause.
Big round of applause for everybody here. And of course, the president is arriving. Such a big show happening, and we are incredibly lucky to be here.
Yes.
The next 12 days will be a roller coaster of emotions.
Yes, very soon, the President of the Republic of Singapore, Dr. Tony Tan, will be joining us.
This year is especially meaningful for us to be hosting the event because we are celebrating our 50th year of independence.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching. The show is just beginning. Woo!
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of Singapore, Dr. Tony Tan Keng Yam. Accompanying him is the President of the Southeast Asian Games Federation and Singapore National Olympic Council, Minister for Social and Family Development, Mr. Tan Chuan Jin, and Minister for Culture, Community and Youth, Second Minister for Communications and Information, and Chairman of the Organizing Committee for the 28th Southeast Asian Games, Mr. Lawrence Wong. Please rise.
the President of the Republic of Singapore, Dr. Tony
Ladies
Tan.
and gentlemen, the national anthem.
Majula Singapura.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you.
Beautiful. The theme for this year's SEA Games is Celebrate the Extraordinary. And I believe, all of us have the possibility to be extraordinary as long as you imagine, aspire, and reach for your dreams.
Absolutely, and that's what all the athletes are trying to do at the 28th SEA Games, right? But what's extraordinary is not right now, but what's going to happen in just a few minutes. At 8:15 to be exact, 8:15.
Wait. Why are we waiting for 8:15? Let's just start now. It's almost 8:15. Let's just start now.
Online, can you please learn to calm down? Because 8:15 is a special time.
What's so special about 8:15? Let's just start now.
I'm like, think about it, okay? In the 24-hour clock, 8:15 in the evening is what?
8:15, 2015.
2015, yeah, the year 2015.
Oh, 2015!
Oh my God, so this is a historic moment in the history of Singapore sports.
Yes, because after 22 years, the SEA Games returns to Singapore.
In 2015!
We got there, yes!
And we celebrate with all our friends from all across Southeast Asia.
Absolutely, so this is the moment where you support your favorite athletes, your favorite teams to make it the best SEA Games ever.
I cannot wait, I cannot wait. And Singapore, are you guys ready?
Absolutely, let's begin the countdown to the big opening show.
Yeah.
This segment welcoming all of the guest athletes and the international audience to the 28th SEA Games in Singapore, the Garden City. More than 1,000 performers creating a larger-than-life Garden City diorama featuring tropical flowers, birds, plants and animal life. Several vibrant cultural art forms will take centre stage to showcase Singapore's rich cultural diversity, blending seamlessly into the teeming garden to the tune of Singapura.
The big Singapore welcome. 1,400 participants in this brilliant new national stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the official mascot for the 28th Southeast Asian Games, Lila in the house!
And there he is with fire!
So good!
So good! I think Nila needs a lot of encouragement, okay? We want to hear the Thailand roar! Singapore, say hey!
Say hey, it's Nila! Say hey!
Say ho!
Oh!
Nila can't hear you! One more time! Say hey!
Hey!
Say ho!
Oh!
There he is. And when Nila approaches the landing, we have to go. Whoa!
We should practice that, we should practice!
Okay.
Your turn.
Yeah, and when he lands, you have to say yeah!
Yay!
Let's practice.
We practice the wall first, okay?
Okay.
3, 2,
3, 2,
1, go!
You gotta be louder than that, guys!
Here he comes. We can't hear you. One more time.
Whoa!
Here he comes.
Here he comes, here he comes. When he lands, you gotta say yeah!
Wait, Nila! Nila, what's going on?
Nila!
Hello?
Don't forget, we gotta say
I think
yeah!
this is called a goal, right? Oh. Yay!
A huge round of applause. Let's scream for Nila.
Nila made it!
Nila!
Nila,
You
you're
were
looking so
amazing,
good.
Nila!
Nila, the show is going to be so fun now with you around, okay? Everybody, this is just the beginning. We're going to have so much fun.
Yes, I hope you guys at home are having as good a time as us.
Yes, because we are about to meet the athletes who are in it to win it. In just a few seconds, are you ready?
Yes.
Sit back,
yes.
relax, and enjoy
Enjoy
the
the show!
So the national stadium waits, the nation awaits, and the region awaits. We're all about to meet all of the athletes. Roughly 4,500 athletes from 11 Southeast Asian nations. Entrance parade promises to be another similarly spectacular show to what we've already seen. So Brunei Darussalam, and all 82 athletes that come from Brunei. They're led in by Faustina Wu carrying the flag. Faustina Wu, who competes in wushu, picked up a gold at last team's 27th SEA Games in Myanmar.
Second smallest delegation, the delegation from Brunei Darussalam, come from one of the smaller countries involved in Southeast Asia, apart from the coastline with the South China Sea, of course, completely surrounded by the state of Sarawak in Malaysia. It's the only sovereign state on Borneo. Remainder split between Indonesia and Malaysia.
And the Sultan of Brunei is here as well. King Hassan Al Bolkiah, accompanied by Prince Abdul Malik.
An independent country since 1984, 1st of January of that year. Go all the way back to the very famous Magellan expedition in 1521, when European presence was first felt in that part of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Cambodia.
Well, 275 athletes arrived from Cambodia. They're led in by the Sepak Takraw star San Saporn. 4 bronze medals picked up at the last Southeast Asian Games with that athlete.
Kingdom of Cambodia, located in the southern portion of the Indochina Peninsula, bordered by Thailand, Laos and Vietnam. A population of over 15 million, making it the 69th most populous country in the world.
And the Minister of Education, Youth and Sport along to represent his country. That was Mr. Hung Chun Naro.
Please welcome Indonesia.
A large Indonesian population in Singapore and a huge cheer as they enter the stadium. They're gearing up to host the Asian Games and welcome the whole continent in 3 years' time. This time they have just under 600 athletes here, and they've been overall winners of the medal table on 10 occasions at the SEA Games.
Competitors in 32 sports, a country that shares borders with Papua New Guinea, East Timor, or Timor-Leste, of course, as it's known, and Malaysia. The population over 252 million, making it the 4th most populous country in the world. The Indonesian archipelago has been an important trade route since the 7th century, and as such has absorbed much foreign culture.
And there's the former president of the Republic of Indonesia, Megawati Soekarnoputri. The man leading them in, Oka Sudskana, an international sailing competitor.
Also a country of vast areas of wilderness that supports the world's 2nd highest level of biodiversity.
Let's welcome the Lao People's Democratic Republic.
The Lao People's Democratic Republic. 200 athletes from the nation here in Singapore, hoping to build on their impressive previous total of medals. led in by Boading Vongvone. Gold medal in the shooting event 2 years ago.
280 competitors in 20 sports. Laos, of course, one of the very few landlocked countries in Southeast Asia, sharing borders with Myanmar, People's Republic of China, Vietnam, Cambodia and Thailand. Its population, 6.8 million. Declared an independent country in 1949, the official independence confirmed in 1953.
So Laos enter the arena, and that's the Minister for Education and Sports on the right there, Mr. Pankam Dipavan. And he was accompanied by the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Kemami Polsena. Another enthusiastic reception by this brilliantly packed crowd here tonight for Laos. Well, a big cheer coming up here.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Malaysia.
And Malaysia make the very short journey across the straits. The neighbours to the north, the once united nations retaining close ties. 667 athletes from Malaysia, and one of the economic powerhouses of the whole continent.
Shares land and maritime borders with Thailand and exclusively maritime borders with Singapore, Vietnam and Indonesia, whilst East Malaysia, of course, shares maritime borders with Brunei and Indonesia and the Philippines. All of those competitors competing in 35 sports from Malaysia. It's the third biggest delegation at this year's Southeast Asian Games. Their population 30 million and over, making it the 43rd most populous country in the world.
And the man you saw waving a moment ago is the president of the Commonwealth Games Federation as well. He's the representative of the Malaysian mission. That's Tunku Imran. Well, they've long been a very important nation in the SEA Games, and they'll host the next SEA Games in 2 years' time in Kuala Lumpur. And on we move to Myanmar. Hosted the Games 2 years ago. Around 500 athletes attending. One of their strongest sports, Chin Lone. They won 6 out of the 8 gold medals in the event, which they introduced for the 27th Games.
Another sovereign state in the Southeast Asian peninsula, bordered by Bangladesh, India, China, Laos and Thailand. The population over 51 million at last count.
Ye Shitu, the fencer, introduces them to the crowd and carries the flag. And the Vice President of Myanmar is here, Nyan Tun, accompanied by Tint San, the Minister for Sports. Well, Philippines, another of those countries that has a huge population, a big migrant population in Singapore, hence the huge cheer. They'll now host the 2019 SEA Games after Brunei pulled out yesterday. Philippines with a big, strong delegation of over 500 athletes.
Officially called Republic of the Philippines, sovereign country in Southeast Asia, which comprises now 7,107 islands, their population of 101.5 million, the 12th largest currently in the world.
And the man on the right is Ricardo Garcia, who is the sports minister of Philippines. And it's the volleyball player Alicia Valdez who carries the flag for her nation. So 4 more nations still to enter the National Stadium in Singapore. The next, the joint largest delegation. Well, Thailand's beach athletes recently played host to the whole continent when Phuket hosted the Asian Beach Games back in November. Thailand, the host city of the very first edition of the Southeast Asian Peninsula Games, as they were called then. They finished top of the medal table at those Bangkok Games back in 1959.
Kingdom of Thailand, of course, formerly known as Siam, bordered by Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, Malaysia, and on a maritime boundary with Vietnam, Indonesia and India as well. Population of 66 million people, making it 20th in the world. 95% of the population practicing Buddhists.
Well, 1,994 gold medals in total throughout their history in the Games. They can realistically expect to become the first country to pass the 2,000 mark in the next few days. So from the founding country of the SEA Games, we're going to move on to the newest member.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Timor-Leste!
And Timor-Leste, also known as East Timor in the English-speaking world. Timor-Leste, the country's Portuguese official name.
Smallest delegation competing at these games is 91 athletes across 7 different sports. A population of just 1.17 million.
And Timor-Leste, bottom of the historical medal table with just 3 gold medals in total. That statistic, though, not a true reflection on the nation's sporting prowess, given the political turmoil and independence struggle.
It's the boxer Elio who carries the flag for them today. Bronze medalist at the last 2 SEA Games.
A little early on in that clip, we saw Leo Vigilio Ornai, who's the Secretary of State for Youth and Sports of Timor-Leste.
Please welcome Vietnam!
And Vietnam, the penultimate nation to get the welcome onto this wonderful Singapore reception. Quang Tuan An there, the Minister of Culture, Sports and Tourism.
594 competitors hail from Vietnam. They'll be playing in 27 different sports. The easternmost country on the Indochina Peninsula in Southeast Asia. 30th most populous country in the world. 8th most populous in Asia at 90.5 million.
So Vietnam, the last of the foreign visiting nations to be presented. And if you heard cheers for some of those other crowds and countries that have already entered, the next one, I think, will be a little louder.
Quang Quy Phuc, swimmer from Vietnam, leading them out with the flag this evening. Gold medalist in the 100-meter freestyle 2 years ago, and a gold medalist in the 100-meter freestyle and the 100 butterfly back in the 26th SEA Games. He also took a gold at the Southeast Asia Championship in the 200 freestyle just last year.
So you can hear it. Singapore are on their way.
Ladies and gentlemen, the host country of the 28th SEA Games,
And the President of the Republic there to welcome them on. Singapore hosting the SEA Games for the 4th time. They welcomed the region for the first time back in 1973. They hosted again 10 years later, and also 22 years ago in 1993. This year, of course, the global city, the city-state, the Lion City as they like to be known, celebrates its Jubilee year.
Kwa Ting Weng leading out the joint biggest delegation at this year's SEA Games. She's participated in the 2008 Olympic Games in the pool, the 2009 Asian Youth Games. She took 4 golds and a bronze to become Singapore's best performing athlete, and at the same time was awarded AYG's best performing girl athlete. She's represented Singapore now in multiple SEA Games ever since 2005.
Singapore in those red blazers that we've seen, and they've had a last-minute remake, a medal pocket added into the blazers, a light-hearted take on normally a formal piece of work. Singapore already racking up 7 gold medals before the opening ceremony. So half a century of nation building. They first competed as an independent nation at the 3rd Games back in 1965. And a peculiarity of the SEA Games, every nation gets to add 1 or 2 sports every time without the ratification of the Continental Olympic Committee. This year we have floorball that's been added by Singapore. True tradition, expect them to be pretty strong in that. Just about every Singaporean athlete here to parade this evening. A wonderful, unique place with a great diverse ethnicity being one of its many strengths. And this is a special moment in any athlete's career. And of course, being at a home games, I suppose there's nothing quite like it.
No, you can just tell by the looks on the faces of all of the home delegation athletes. just how much they are enjoying this experience and how proud it is to be part of this little piece of history, the first ever opening ceremony to be held in this brand new national stadium as well.
Well, the Singaporeans happily welcoming everybody to their nation. Of course, many of the nations involved already seen a big increase in demand for flights to Singapore during the game's time. The winners there, 130% demand increase in the Philippines. But as you can see, the whole Singaporean family, and it is a relatively new family, 50 years old this year, enjoying their moment under the gaze of the 600 million people watching in the region this evening. Well, it's been a long birthday party this year, but it continues with a festival of top-class sport. From now until June the 16th, 36 sports, 402 events, and this biennial event now for Singapore to host for the 4th time.
Now the entrance of the 28th SEA Games and Federation flags.
Well, the flag's being carried by some of Singapore's pioneer sportsmen and women down the years. In athletics, we have Jayamani, who won a gold medal in the marathon at the 1983 Games. David Lim's here from swimming. He won 28 SEA Games medals between 1981 and 1991.
Lee Weng-yu, 13-time SEA Games medalist from 1985 to 2009, winning 5 golds. That was in shooting. And Wong Yang-ming, 4-time SEA Games Taekwondo gold medalist. Singapore's only female 7th Dan black belt holder.
Well, Zainal Abidin from the world of squash is here, as is Adeline Wei, the bowler who won golds in 83, 85, 91 and 22 years ago when they hosted the Games.
And Tao Yi-yun winning gold at the 2011 SEA Game Women's Wushu event. Yip Renkai of water polo winning golds as vice captain of the Singapore water polo team 2005, 2007 and 2009.
And this is the 28th SEA Games flag troop, carried by current sportsmen and women.
Federation flag troop and the 28th Southeast Asian Games flag troop are now marching into the stadium.
So those current sportsmen and women, Geraldine Lee from the world of canoeing, who won 1 gold and 3 silver medals at the 26th SEA Games. Shang Ya-ng in the world of bowling, 2014 Sportswoman of the Year in Singapore.
The Southeast Asian Games Federation flag troop is being carried by our pioneer sportsmen and women. They are K. Jayamani, David Lim, Lee Weng-yu, Wong Yang-ming, Zainal Abidin, Adeline Wei, Tao Yi-jun, and Yip Renkai. The 28th Southeast Asian Games flag troop is being carried by today's sportsmen and women. And they are Geraldine Lee, Shayna Ng, Chelsea Ann Sim, Dipna Lim Prasad, Eugene Teo, Muhammad Noor Alfian, Daniel Mark Chow, and Ridwan bin Ahmad.
A little bit more info on that second troop. Chelsea Ann Sim Shenzhen rose to prominence in recent years. Youngest champion in the 11th Asian Taekwondo Championships. Dipna Lim Prasad representing Singapore in the 2012 Olympics.
Singapore's future is best served by unity in ASEAN.
Small though we may be in Southeast Asia, with an independence thrust upon us, I say we grasp it firmly with both hands, and from here we build. Sports is one of the ways in which you inculcate physical discipline, stamina, which alone gives you high performance.
With a new SEA Games record and also a new national record.
Keeping fit is a lifelong exercise for the whole population, young and old, who can lead better and more satisfying lives if they are fit and healthy. This stadium should be used to encourage not just watching, but engaging in sports and athletics. And so whether it is swimming or gymnastics or raga or boxing or Chinese arts of self-defense or Malay self-defense, we must build up a generation with a discipline, with a confidence, with a strength to stand up for its rights, to take on whatever challenges that may come our way. Destiny of a people is not measured by its numbers or the area of its territory. It is the quality of the people, the spirit in them.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we now invite Mr. Lawrence Wong, Chairman of the Organizing Committee for the 28th Southeast Asian Games, to deliver his speech.
President Tony Tan, Your Majesties, Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, Your Royal Highnesses and Excellencies, members of the IOC and SEA Games Federation, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 28th Southeast Asian Games. This is the first time that Singapore is hosting the Games in more than 20 years. And what makes it even more special is that this is also the year of our Golden Jubilee, our 50th birthday. So we are delighted to have with us tonight so many of our friends from the region here in the stadium and watching from all the countries of Southeast Asia. Warm welcome to all of you from every one of us in Singapore. The SEA Games are about fostering bonds of friendship and strengthening our regional solidarity. We thank all our guests from Singapore and around the region for joining us at this very special occasion. On this night, we also remember and pay tribute to Singapore's founding Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. Mr. Lee played a key part in developing a sporting Singapore. He officially opened our national stadium, our former national stadium, in 1973 when Singapore first hosted the SEA Games, then known as the Siap Games. Tonight, we are gathered together once again at this very same site in Kallang, but now in a different stadium, in this new majestic sports hub. We'll be writing a new chapter of our sporting story, and it's a story of Singapore sport and also Southeast Asian sport. Over the next 2 weeks, we will watch our region's best athletes compete. And to all our athletes, I know you have been training long and hard for this moment. So I wish you all the very best for the competition. All of us here and across the region will be cheering for you. At the same time, I hope our athletes will inspire us to keep fit and participate in sports as Mr. Lee had encouraged us to do. Ordinary folks like you and I may not break national records, but we can all be extraordinary in our own ways, pushing our own limits, striving to do better, and setting new personal records and personal bests. That's really the spirit of the Games, and that's the reason why we've chosen Celebrate the Extraordinary as a theme for these Games. We celebrate our diversity, we celebrate our unique talents, and we celebrate the extraordinary in each and every one of us. Finally, to my fellow Singaporeans, thank you for making all this possible. I especially want to thank our volunteers, those who have been working hard to make things run smoothly, and also all those involved in the opening and closing ceremonies. You represent the best of Singapore, and we are so proud of all of you. For us, for every Singaporean, this will always be a special moment to host the region's largest sporting event in the year of our Golden Jubilee. So let's do all that we can to make history together and have a truly memorable Jubilee Games for everyone. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the Games.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence Wong. May we now invite His Excellency, President Tony Tan, to declare the 28th Southeast Asian Games in Singapore open.
I declare open the 28th Southeast Asian Games.
So the 28th Southeast Asian Games declared officially open by Dr. Tony Tan, the President of the Republic of Singapore. Well, 11 days of action, 36 sports and 402 events all begin here. The 28th edition of the SEA Games officially underway.
Mr. Dick Lee and the Methodist Girls' School Choir.
That we've chosen to take, know that it leads to a higher ground. Strengthen and build with the plans we must make, eyeing the target we're bound for. How do we know if we're on the right track? What if the path's uncertain? There's no turning back. All we must do is try. Take and chase till we see victory. If we just reach for all of our dreams, we find they are never as far as they seem. Just reach up high as we can, then the future will be in our hands, and the dream will be ours in the end. If we just reach for all of our dreams, all of our dreams, as far as they seem, just reach up high as we can, then the future will be in our hands, and the dream will be ours in the end.
Thank you, Mr. Digley. Ladies and gentlemen, the athlete taking the oath on behalf of all athletes for the 28th Southeast Asian Games is Mickey Lin from netball. The official taking the oath on behalf of all the officials is Mohammad Azhar, a referee and judge for rugby. May we invite all athletes and officials to stand up and take the oath.
In the name of all competitors, I promise that we shall take part in the Southeast Asian Games, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them, committing ourselves to a sport without doping and drugs, and the true spirit of sportsmanship, for the glory of sport and the honor of our teams.
In the name of all the judges and officials, I promise that we shall officiate in these Southeast Asian Games with complete impartiality, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them, in the true spirit of sportsmanship.
At this moment, please give a round of applause to Mr. Lawrence Wong, all the oath takers, flag bearers, and the Methodist Girls' School Choir.
So the games are open, the oaths have been taken, and we're getting ready for a show that's put on by the creative directors tonight. Flags and all sense of officiation will leave the stadium.
The theme of the 28th SEA Games is Celebrate the Extraordinary. The opening ceremony show of the Games will be a 40-minute show in 5 acts with a simple narrative, using DNA as a symbol of what makes us unique. All of us possess the ability to be extraordinary if we dare to imagine, aspire, and ultimately reach for our dreams.
Every child is born special. The gift of life is extraordinary. We can dream, we can love, we can feel. To be extraordinary is to realize your potential, to surpass your limit, to believe in yourself. I was an ordinary child with an extraordinary dream.
When dreams are born. It's just the start, and we've come so far. It's time to soar. Giants will fall.
where each of these animals represents the positive qualities in Southeast Asian countries. The egret, which is in the sky, representing purity, the lion, courage, the carp, love, the turtle, longevity, and the dragon, wisdom. This act now concludes in a panorama of shimmering lights as the DNA performance and animals will start to leave the field. One single child will be left behind on stage, representing the birth of a new soul and the beginning of our story.
Robot Hawaka Raksa Astronaut. Bila saya sudah besar, saya mau menjadi masinis. Bila saya besar, saya mau menjadi seorang pemain bola. โตขึ้นฉันอยากเป็นแม่ครัวจะได้ทำอาหารให้คุณแม่กิน Kenoccia kita temapitin. Vận viên lặn biển. Gusto ko maging retratista. Bila ako besar, ako mau jadi scientist. Để chương cầm lưu lo lập bày.
ข้อยอยากอยู่ใน Jurassic Park.
I want to be. No. Maybe. Yes! A butterfly!
Time for bed, kids. Are you ready for a bedtime story?
I want to be an astronaut. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumps over the moon.
Time to explore the universe.
I want to walk with dinosaurs. Aw, he's not so bad. Hi, I want to be a train master. I want to see the world. Southeast Asia.
I learned to run and fall. I learned to be brave and fearful. But I held on to my dreams.
Well, the children of Act 2 are now going to mature into youths in Act 3, youth expression. They went to their beds as kids with sweet dreams of innocence. Now they're in their teens, dealing with angst, belonging and puppy love. From the beds arise Painter Boy as a teenager, performed by Benjamin Keng, and on the other side, Butterfly Girl, performed by Essen Tang.
First time my eyes laid on you, words that are unspoken, thoughts unseen. How could I have lived without you, now that I've awoken from my dream? Paint a million portraits, but I've never found your face. Drift 1,000 lives and I finally found my place. Now my world embraceable. You and I, unmistakable. My heart unshakable. This love unbreakable. 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 We're unbreakable. Spread your wings and you embrace me. From starlight to morning's kiss of sun. Breathe in, now you have me. From this dawn and hearts will beat as one. Now that you are with me, you can never be replaced. Memories here and now can't be erased. Now my world embraceable. You and I, unmistakable. My heart unshakable. This love unbreakable. 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 We're unbreakable.
Hey, yo, everybody in the house, I don't care what you're doing. Listen up. Hey, who you know that could look half as fly as me when I'm a young king roller with a dynasty so electrifying? I'm a battery, name any other brother that got a fool harder than me. With my heart on my sleeves, I'm a microphone fiend, cash rules everything around me. Cream if I'm seen with a team, that's the color on my back. Have you seen pigs fly? Don't tell me how to ride, Mariana, but my light brighter than any diamond. Lion City kids, we just chill on islands. My crew about whatever and they're ready to go. 1, 2, rhymes knock you out cold. Flow sicker than anybody, go with it with anybody. Show quicker than anybody if anybody will know. So don't be a busybody, cause if you're a busybody, I don't like no busybodies like anybody to moan. Never settle for the kettle, got the pedals and the metal. Homie, get up on my level, boy, you gotta turn up. No matter what, the weather flow lighter than a feather. Chase cheese, no cheddar, kid, you gotta learn something. What? Who better than your boy, huh? We are!
You are the champion, you are the moment. Within your mental vision, you are unbreakable. You are the champion, you are the moment. You're unbreakable. You are the champion, you are unbreakable.
Unbreakable, 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 unbreakable,
You are
when you learn to that, then niggas learn to laugh. Our team is all we ever got. I'ma say whatever's on my mind now. Those stones that I don't ever have. Homie, we learn to have to niggas learn to spot. When you learn to that, then niggas learn to laugh. Our team is all we ever got.
Run, 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 far beyond the setting crimson sun. Never meant to be easy when you're trying to be more than ordinary. Run, 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 it's not over till it's said and done. Never meant to be easy.
I imagine my future as being Olympic champion. Those have always been my aspirations and dreams since I was a little kid. I hope one day my dreams can come true. I can feel pretty bad, I can feel great, I can have 100 other distractions out of the pool, but when I get on those blocks, I can tune out everything else and just focus on my race. I deal with failure by going back in the water and working twice as hard. The more you swim, the more experience you have, the more you know what to expect. Pain is always going to be there, but glory is going to be forever. I think my biggest strength is being a good racer. I hate to lose more than I like to win. I refuse to lose or give up, and I'll do everything in my power to win. I know that I'm here for a reason. On the days that I'm down and feeling lonely, I know that one day this will be all worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Schooling.
I saw the men valiant hearts. They held on to their dreams and never once fell.
Well, in this section in Act 4, we move on to the sportsmen and women as they grow up and represent their nation, Singapore.
28th Southeast Asian Games salutes Singapore's sporting legends. Glory Barnabas. Glory Barnabas is a pioneer Singapore athlete who is still competing today. Ben Tan. Sailor Dr. Ben Tan clinched gold medals at every SEA and Asian Games he participated in between 1989 and 1995. Grace Young. Grace Young has won 8 gold medals at over 5 SEA Games and multiple bowling titles all around the world. Sheikh Alauddin. Sheikh Alauddin won consecutive gold medals at Silat at the SEA Games and is a 2-time world champion. Jocelyn Yeo. Former national swimmer Jocelyn Yeo has won 40 gold medals at the Southeast Asian Games. C. Kunalan. The 73-year-old sprinter who is still working full-time continues to inspire generations of athletes. Melanie Martins. In 1993, Melanie Martins led her team to win Singapore's first and only SEA Games gold medal in hockey. Ang Peng Siong. Former national swimmer and head coach Ang Peng Siong once held the world #1 ranking in the 50 meters freestyle.
Focus on your goals. Be accountable to yourself. What makes you extraordinary is surpassing what you thought was your limit. An athlete trains every day, but it takes a nation to raise an athlete.
As a coach, I'm very inspired by my sailor self-motivation. I know these SEA Games means a lot to them. I wish all athletes all the best.
ถ้าเรามีทั้งสองอย่างนี้นะครับอยู่ร่วมกันเราก็ทำให้ทีมเราประสบความสำเร็จได้
How contenti bara. Juventina tenki qualidade bara. Juventina tenki disciplina bara. Agora, iha trenu planu baludiak.
Trở thành hiện thực để biến cái sự hiểu biết của mình cống hiến cho nền bắn súng thể thao Việt Nam.
Saya sangat bangga dengan idili saya. Terima kasih kepada sokongan Kerajaan Brunei terhadap wushu.
កូនសិស្សខ្ញុំមកហាត់យ៉ាងរំបាក់ខ្ញុំមានមោទនភាពណាស់
Hana adalah pemain yang sangat disiplin, bekerja keras dan bertanggung jawab. Saya yakin ia akan jadi pemain yang handal.
สุขพรเป็นนักกีฬาหนุ่มที่มีพรสวรรค์มีความสามารถมีความขยันและพัฒนาตัวเองกลายเป็นนักกีฬาทีมชาติของเราได้
Sebagai jurulatih, saya akan pastikan setiap pemain bersedia 100% untuk kita mencapai sasaran memungut pingat emas di Singapura nanti.
အရင်ကကျမလေးကျင့်ခဲ့တယ်လို့မျိုးပဲသူတို့တွေကြိုးကြိုးဆဆလေးကျင့်နေကြတာတွေ့ရတဲ့အတွက်အရန်ကိုဝမ်းသာဂုဏ်ယူမိပါတယ်
Pinagtatrabahuan niya ito ng maigi araw-araw so alam ko na maganda ang kanyang ipapakita.
Maraming salamat, Coach.
អរគុណលោកគ្រូ
ขอบใจโค้ชได้หลาย
Terima kasih,
ขอบ
Coach.
คุณมากครับโค้ช Cảm ơn huấn luyện viên.
Obrigada, bahannya treinador Sira.
Thank you, coach.
motive of the entire show, the symbol of the DNA, and the giant DNA structure rising from the center of the stage. Now starts the construction of the Bridge of Friendship that connects the different athletes of Southeast Asia. 11 athletes, each representing their country, will walk on this later.
The Bridge of Friendship. And the athletes representing the 11 Southeast Asian countries: Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Thailand, Timor-Leste, Vietnam, and Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Daphne Gu.
It's just the start, and we've come so far. It's time to soar.
Wow, you guys look so beautiful tonight, and it's such a huge dream and honor for me to be here. Are you guys enjoying it? Hope you're enjoying the opening ceremony of the 28th SEA Games.
There's no fear, though my heart is beating fast. It's our time, and we can't let this moment pass.
Now I know I'm far away from all of you in the stadium right now, and for those of you at home, but you know what? I would love if you could sing along with me. So if you know the lyrics to the song, even if it's just the chorus, please sing along with me.
Look to the sky, no mountain too high to climb, we can make it. Stop asking why and keep going, just believe we're the great.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Southeast Asian Games torch has now arrived at the Kalang Basin.
The torch is being carried across the Kalang Basin on a dragon boat.
Traveling past the magnificent views of the Singapore skyline. Woohoo!
is now passing the torch to the first couple of the torch relay. Hockey captain Enrico Elif Marikan and Annabelle Pennyfather, a true sports pioneer who represented Singapore in hockey from 1964 to 1980.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The athletes are making their final lap around the stadium before we light this cauldron. Make some noise!
The torch is now passed on to Wong Shun Kiat. It's now being handed over to Shanti Pereira and Prema Govindan. Former national sprint star Prema Govindan held the national women's 200 meters record for 29 years. And Shanti Pereira, the next generation of female sprint stars.
Let's hear it for the athletes! Singapore, wave your medallions!
Wave those medallions!
Wave your medallions, wave your flags, wave your hands! Go, go, go! Go, go, go! Go, go, go! Go, go, go!
And now the torch is passed on to Wong Shun Kiat and Derek Wong. They are not only accomplished sportsmen, but also father and son. Wong Shun Kiat won a gold medal at the 1983 Southeast Asian Games for the men's singles badminton. And his son Derek Wong snatched a silver medal at the 2014 Commonwealth Games in the same event.
An amazing feeling right now. The energy, the atmosphere in the stadium with just moments to go before lighting the cauldron. If you are happy and you know it, wave your hands!
Ladies and gentlemen, the torch is now being passed on to our final torch bearer, Fandi Ahmad.
Fandi! 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 Fandi!
And look at that. He is joined by his son, Irfan Fandi.
Beautiful moment right here.
Hello, stadium! Make some noise! Go, go, go!
Go, go, go! Go, go, go! Go, go, go! Go, go, go!
The torch relay has taken place through the river, along the bay, on foot and boat. The power of these athletes and the intergenerational bonds will inspire the nation as the flame is passed from one generation to the next, with the hope that the spirit will never weaken and the bond will never break.
So the torch is lit, and Singapore, an identity that has such a multicultural presence around this state and the region, invites the entire region to celebrate the 2015 SEA Games.
An amazing moment! After 22 years, the 28th Southeast Asia Games
Singapore certainly looks like it is ready to party. It has been a spectacular opening ceremony. Singapore looks stunning tonight. The flames lit, fireworks go off, and the nation is ready, having passed the baton from father to son, from one generation to the next. The SEA Games, the 28th edition of the Games, now officially underway.
Remember, support the team, support the athletes. Let's make this the best SEA Games ever. Thank you, thank you.
Singapore, let the games begin!
So Singapore stands ready, the fourth time that Singapore has hosted, 22 years since they last welcomed the whole of Southeast Asia to its shores in sporting celebration. You've seen the show they put on, more than extremely enthusiastic about things tonight. A spectacular fireworks display to end things, and of course all the show from one generation to the next, that nation building we've seen for 50 years, and the party that really does begin in earnest this evening.
Declare open the 28th Southeast Asian Games.
You are heaven's own
So what an evening it's been. Singapore plays host once again to the SEA Games. 11 days of super sport coming up.
Many days of super sport, and if it lives up to anything near the spectacular display that we've had put on here in the new National Stadium this evening, then we're in for a treat over the next 10 days.
From Jonathan Harris-Bass, me, Rob Hatch, and the rest of the team, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you over the next 10 days.